Well, I have very considerable reservations which I've expressed in recent time, not least because it's by no means clear to me what the overall strategic objective would be of military action. Let me make it clear, all of us are horrified by the sort of scenes we've seen on our television screens in recent days. Nothing can have been quite as horrific as the use of chemical weapons, as appears to have been the case. But before you take military action of any kind whatsoever, you have to have a clearly defined strategic objective. And you also have to be satisfied that by doing so, you will make circumstances better than they are before you take military action.
And Nick Clegg is supporting David Cameron on this. Is that the right position for your leader to take?
Well, I'm a backbencher. I'm expressing my reservations to a very large extent based on my experience previously in relation to the military action taken against Iraq. And if you remember, that was taken, and I don't doubt for a moment the motives behind it, but that was taken with certain motives, certain intentions. And today I think it's quite difficult to say that the best thing that was done in relation to Iraq was for the invasion, as a result of which, of course, we know there have been many, many deaths, running perhaps into the thousands and still continuing today.
So what position would you like your leader to take?
Well, my leader, like me, will have to make up his own mind. I'm expressing my reservations. I'm waiting to hear the debate in the House of Commons. I'm waiting to hear the Prime Minister's explanation. I don't have access to intelligence or any of the sensitive information which will be available to the National Security Council tomorrow. But I do have a very clear view of mine that to take military action without being satisfied beyond reasonable doubt that there's justification for doing so is an extremely unwise course of action.
And if the House of Commons vote no, but David Cameron goes ahead anyway, what position will that put you in? How will you feel about that?
We know there's a very substantial number of people in his own backbenches who are expressing the same kind of reservations as I am. The Labour Party, the official opposition, seems to have considerable reservations as well. And if David Cameron, or any other Prime Minister for that matter, were to simply say, well, thank you very much, I note what you say, and then to proceed, then I think the political consequences of that could be very severe indeed.
In what way?
Well, there might well be a temptation on someone in the House of Commons, either Labour or some other opposition party, put down a motion of no confidence, something of that kind. And of course, the difficulty for David Cameron, leaving aside motions of confidence or anything of that kind, would be that if he were to take such action in the teeth of opposition from the House of Commons, then his credibility in doing so would inevitably be undermined.